global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Some hours ago, one of former governors of Abia State and the Senate whip of the Nigerian NAS, I'm talking about Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, actually cried out, sent a warning out, a video warning out there over what the youth are actually doing to the elders, particularly him. It all began with the loss that happened with Man U. He commented on one of his social media handle, and voila, the youth came for him. They called him all sorts, and he got very vexed. He had to do a rejoinder and a video advising the youth that, in fact, really, he doesn't really want to cause anyone. I think, he doesn't want to cause anyone that, they should have faced the issues, because he discussed Man U. It should be Man U and not him. He's an elder statesman. He has been very wealthy right from when he was 25 years. And he didn't even need to know any governor or to know any president. Some persons think that's just a small boy that just emerged. That no, he's 62 years old now, and he has been successful. And instead of the youth engaging him positively, that because the youth are supposed to be educated, learned. So why are they being unnecessarily abusive? The social media is not for such, and instead they should dialogue with him. He has so much to still give, and he will not even die poor. He's wealthy, he's a successful man, and he will remain a successful man. That's really not fair on the educated youth out there, where some go ahead and begin to do all sorts. And he called them out that going forward they should disease from it. That that it can never be well with any youth who goes about insulting elders. That they are elders and they still have a lot to give, and the youth should be mindful of some of their words. Okay, but these are in summary what he said. Okay, but I want to say this, chip in this very quickly. Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, we are honestly, on behalf of all the youths, we are sorry for any form of cyberbullying. Honestly, that cyberbullying, let's leave sentiment aside, is wrong. It doesn't even need to be an elder statesman. It doesn't need to be a senator. It doesn't even need to be an old man. In as much as you keep calling out people, insulting them, that you can dialogue things. Okay, you can share ideas. You can talk without necessarily being insultive. Honestly, I'm totally against it as a person. I try as much as I can never to cyber. It's wrong. You don't even know the psychological state of any man, for you to keep cyberbullying them and all. Okay, so on behalf of all the Nigerian youth, I want to tender apology for all of us on behalf of them to you. It's wrong. You don't even need to be an elder statement for anybody to. It's one of the ethics of the internet. You do not cyberbully. Okay, back to the issue on ground. I could still remember many weeks ago, this same issue that Senator Orji Uzor Kalu talked about came in a different dimension, talking about discussing issues that are not persons. The former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, discussed this. He mentioned this. No one took him serious. He said something. I'm going to paraphrase what he said. He said, look, we're going to know that the present government is going to raise a group worse than Boko Haram. When I saw it, I didn't understand where he was heading. The group are forming. Some people are saying NSAS is something. No, what is going to brew now is going to be probably worse than NSAS. It's going to be worse than probably Boko Haram, because the truth is, the bedrock of all nations has always been education, because it broadens the mind and opens up horizons for those who go through the 4 walls of the university. It doesn't have to even be 4 walls, some form of education or the other, in as much as it's legit and it is positive to the mind. Our Nigerian youth have been at home for months. And each time we talk about the issue of ASU, no one takes it serious. They're like, how does it impact the economy? It doesn't impact the economy directly, but indirectly it will impact. And eventually it is going to become a tsunami that none of us will be able to stand. The Nigerian youth are energetic. This is their formative years. They have energy in them. They are restive. They are at home. Something that should be 4 years course is going probably 7, 8, 10 years. And the people who are supposed to make this happen are really not talking about government. They're really talking about more. They are looking at governance as what is in their pocket. They're not looking at the next generation they'll hand off to. Talking about what Orji Uzor Kalu said at 25 was already a made man. I'm sure then the economy, and the enabling environment made it happen. Let's assume that truly, because for him to say that truly he was a made man then. Let's assume that happened. I'm sure there was an enabling environment that made him to become successful without necessarily knowing any governor or any president. Do we have such an enabling environment now for the youth? Of course not. Inflation here and there, insecurity here and there. Sometimes the youth are so rested, they're beginning to wonder, the future is looking bleak. At that age, a Nigerian youth should be able to beat his chest and know where he's driving, where his future is looking like. Right now, an average Nigerian youth at 25 is still in the university. They don't even know what will be their fate. For some who probably did not jam them early, they were able to defeat jam early. Some of them should be thinking of rounding off right now, but unfortunately, the economy, everything about Nigeria is not even encouraging the youth. The youth are already getting restive. Now, instead of them being in the four walls of the university or their classroom learning one thing or the other concerning their courses or their line of course, they're already on the pages on social media commenting. They have no other thing to do other than to comment. And when they see politicians who have brought them to that state, they get vexed. They get angry. Some people will even say that from their mother's womb, they became wealthy. They are correct. Because probably the home they were bettered in was home of wealth. The elite children may not understand what is happening on the streets. The hustle is real on the street. The elite children, they went to the best of universities abroad. They never had what we call a break in transmission when it comes to the breakage in their educational learning. So they don't even understand the pains of the common man who managed, after passing JAMB, entering the university, and at the end of the day, 4 years course is almost getting to 8 years course, is getting restive. And it's still the same system that will put a benchmark on your age for recruitment. So at the end of the day, that elite children who probably went to school very early, maybe at the age of 18, and are back home at 22, 23, 24 with their first class, will come and take that juicy job. And that common man, not even his age, is already past 30. When is he going to go for NYSC? At the end of the day, he now looks for a menial job. You think, honestly, psychologically, he's going to be a happy youth? He'll be angry. He'll be provocative. He'll be restive. And if we keep increasing that number in thousands and going to millions, we're going to have a situation in our hands. Now, how then do you think that particular generation that you have raised now to be restive, how do you control it? And now with that continuing, we have the next generation to combat with. That was how Boko Haram started. At that little time when it was still small, people looked at it as nothing. The elders have been in a position of power for too long. It's about time to gradually release this power to the youth. But how do you release power to the youth who are restive? Go check even the diaspora people who travel to. They don't joke with education. Nigeria will play with everything that is even good for us, even education. How many people, we are still looking about the people who are, uneducated. Now we're looking at those who are not even, university that's supposed to be for everyone, they have subsidized it. It's now almost going to be out of reach for the common man. And this youth that's supposed to be engaged in their school, try to write their project or write their assignment or go for course, whatever project or field work they're supposed to go, whatever it is they're supposed to do. They're at home doing nothing. They have idle. There was that saying that the idle man is the devil's workshop. Are you getting angry? With due respect, sir, I totally disagree with them cyberbullying anyone. But more will come. If we don't tackle this inferno that is rising gradually in Nigeria, if you keep saying it doesn't concern me, my children are abroad, you're going to raise things that you ask yourself, how did it degenerate to this country, to this level? We all are involved. And it will take all of us to correct this menace. Let's go and wrap it up.